So yeah, this is the kind of video that I'm both excited and dreading to do at the same time. But here we go, the 400th video special. Let's start it, because it's going to take a damn long time to both record and then edit this afterwards. That's why I dread this. So excited though, because we're at 400 videos. Let's start this thing right now. Go, intro. Hello, this is Daniel Mart back again. I'm an actor and filmmaker based out of South Florida, and for this video, as you guys can see from the title, this is my 400th video special. In every 100th divisible number special, whatever you want to call it, I like to show off my movie collection. And as you can probably tell from the runtime of this video and from the intro, this is going to be an extremely long video. If you go on my main channel, on my channel right here, you'll probably see that I technically have 407, 408 videos. YouTube counts the shorts, and I've posted a few shorts along the way. I'm just counting the actual main videos, not the shorts, not the TikTok, Insta Reel shorts type of style videos. No, I'm counting all 400 videos I've posted across the past. I don't know how many years at this point, and I don't care to do the math and look back when I edit this. I'm at 400 videos. So now it's time to show off my whole collection. And usually when I do this, I have everything in order. And what I mean by that is that everything in my collection is organized. However, this year, I haven't been able to stack any of the movies I bought this year. I haven't been able to stack them into the collection properly because I need to buy a new shelf. So this is going to be a little bit all over the place, to be honest with you. I'm going to try to start off with the Blu-rays first before I go off onto DVDs. So the first things I'm going to show off are going to be the Blu-rays that I haven't put into the collection yet, that I haven't, shoved into the collection here, there, wherever. I'm going to do all the Blu-rays. They're going to do all the DVDs. And then at the very end, I think I'm going to do some little side pieces there. But yeah, let's start this because this is going to take an extremely long time. Did I mention that I'm filming this at 11:30 p.m. right now on, what is this, December 7th? So yeah, let's see how long this takes. I'll tell you what time it is by the time we finish this video. I'll be honest, I'm not even sure this is all going to fit in one recording, to be honest with you, because my phone, I charged it up. It's at 100%, probably 97% now at this point. So who knows? Maybe this just completely drains my battery and I have to do a part 2 afterwards. Again, we're going to start off with the movies I haven't organized into the collection. Dogfight, Eyes Wide Shut, Altered State, 3 Days of the Condor, the 3-film collection of Blade, 13 Washington Square, 2000 Leagues Under the Sea, the A24 5-pack collection with Hereditary, X, The Witch, Green Room, and It Comes at Night, A Different Man, Man on His Knees, A Night to Remember, A Perfect Getaway, About Dry Grasses, I'm surprised how long that movie is, Afterlife, Alice in Wonderland, I actually like this live-action remake, All That Money Can Buy, aka The Devil and Daniel Webster, Anatomy of Fall, Anatomy of Murder, Arsenic and Old Lace, Al Hassan Balthazar, Avatar, Bambi, Barry Lyndon, Battleship Potemkin, Beauty and the Beast, Being John Malkovich, Bicycle Thieves, Black Magic Rights, Blade Runner, Blast of Silence, pretty great Christmas movie, believe it or not, Blowout, Branded to Kill, Brokeback Mountain, my arm's already getting tired, Burden of Dreams, so that doesn't hold well for this. Cairo Station, really great Yusuf Shahin movie. I really wish they would put more Yusuf Shahin movies in the Criterion Collection. This is the first one, hopefully first of many. And what is this? Capitalism, A Love Story. Dr. Strangelove, Casino, so that's out of order. Great. Chasing Mavericks, Come and See, Compensation, Complete Rambo Collection, Constantine, Deadpool, Divergent Trilogy, Do the Right Thing, Dogra Magra, Dolphin Tale, Duck, The Caribbean High School Massacre, 18 Years in Prison, EO, Eraser, Fantastic Voyage, Fast and Furious 6, The Steelbook, Final Destination 5-film collection, Flow, Girl Meets Boy, Strokes Boy, Girl Strokes Boy, A Girl with a Suitcase, Gone with the Wind, Good Will Hunting, Heretic, Jesus, Hidden Figures, High and Low, Home Front, Horrible Bosses, House, I Am Cuba, I Walk with a Zombie and The Seventh Victim, Ikiru, In the Mood for Love, It's a Wonderful Life, It's Kind of a Funny Story, The Indiana Jones 4-film collection, Interstellar, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the 1956 version, James and the Giant Peach, Jaws, Just Go With It, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Gegemusha, Cabinet Shaft, La Dolce Vita, La Haine, Le Combat d'Anzilai, La Samurai, Legend, Let's Be Cops. I got that because I thought it was the Michael Pena movie End of Watch. Lilies in the Field, Lost Highway, Matching and Uniform, Maleficent, Mars Attacks, Mary's Not a Virgin. So this is a collection of Sarah Jacobson films. Mary's Not a Virgin is her main film, the feature film, and then a bunch of her short films in that collection. Megamind, Michael, Midnight, Milk, Mishima in 4 chapters, Moana. The fact that we're going to get both Moana 2 and the live-action Moana next year is kind of weird and insane, but sure. Monsters vs. Aliens, Molly's Game, Mr. Popper's Penguins. What is this? Private Idaho, My Private Idaho, Nosferatu, and Not a Pretty Picture. Paprika, Peeping Tom, Petite Maman, which also has My Life as a Zucchini as a bonus feature. Onibaba, Pandora's Box, Paper Moon, Paranormal Activity, Paracelsus, Quirrell, Red Ball Express, Red River, Red Riding Hood. Leonardo DiCaprio is a producer on this movie for some reason, by the way. Requiem for a Heavyweight, Romeo plus Juliet, or no, Romeo and Juliet, not plus. Romeo plus Juliet is the DiCaprio version. Sancho the Bailiff, Scarface, the original one with Paul Muni. Yeah, Paul Muni, 1930, whatever, 1932. Searching, Shaft, and it also has the sequel, Shaft's big score. Sing Sing, Sinners, Snow White. Yes, I own this. Yes, the hate that Rachel Zegler gets is uncalled for. I don't care. Not as good as the original. I'll admit that much. It's not as good as the original, but still a pretty decent movie, all things considered. Solaris, Stalker, Strangerland, Mutant Mayhem, Ninja Turtles. This is the Adventures of Anthony Doniel collection, which includes The 400 Blows, Antoine and Colette, Stolen Kisses, Bed and Board, and Love on the Run. I didn't know that was a whole series. I thought it was just The 400 Blows. The Artist, Black Phone, The Colors Within, The Crow. And yeah, by the way, if it starts with the at the beginning of it, I put it on the T section. So that's why you have Black Phone and The Crow here instead of in the B or C section. That goes for both Blu-rays and DVDs. The Lady Snowblood collection. The Departed, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is the 1920 version? Somewhere around there, so yeah. The Invincible Iron Man, the animated movie. The Lady Vanishes, The Last Temptation of Christ. I have a lot of thoughts on this movie. Alright, so this next portion is going to be a little bit out of order because the stack just fell on me from transporting it onto the shelf to here on the desk. So this next part is going to be a little bit out of order. Fantastic. So where do we start here? Jesus Christ. Phantom of the Opera. The other Phantom of the Opera. So this is the Gerard Butler version. This is the Lon Chaney version. There you go. Two versions of it. The Red Shoes. The Roundup and the Red and the White. I kind of bought this accidentally because I already have a Miklos Jansko collection, which you'll see later in the video. And it includes these two movies, so I kind of just bought this by accident. The Maze Runner. The Others. The November Man. The Sorcerer's Apprentice. The Sound of Music. The Maltese Falcon, The Lost Weekend, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Substance, The Last Tycoon, The Trial, The Uninvited, The Wages of Fear, The Zone of Interest, Thelonious Monk, Thief, Three Outlaw Samurai, Throne of Blood, Till, Tokyo Pop. I'm also just looking at the stack, making sure it doesn't fall over again. Toy Story 3, Twisters, Underworld Beauty, Videodrome, Village of the Damned. So this has three Spanish horror movies, and they are El Bosque del Lobo, The Forest of the Wolf, Las Flores del Vecino, The Sky is Falling, that translation is kind of weird, and Beatrice. Wanted, Warfare, West Side Story, both of them. The Wrath of the Titans collection. Not gonna lie, when I bought this, I thought it was the Ray Harryhausen movies, not the ones from like 10, 15 years ago. So that was a bit disappointing. Willy Wonka, Winchester 73, Wings of Desire, The Zookeeper, and Zootopia, which I kind of bought this, kind of forgetting that Zootopia 2 comes out like right now. Alright, now for the Blu-rays, we're in the collection proper, everything that has been properly organized. So, let's go. And I'm already sweating, by the way. And we're only about a little bit over 20 minutes. At least that's the time I'm recording this, so yeah, gonna be very rough right now. Three Bad Men, The Matrix 4 Film Collection, 12 Angry Men, 101 Dalmatians 2, 127 Hours, 300, the first and the second one. 1917, one of the few 4Ks that I have, alongside, like, with Flow, for example. 2001: A Space Odyssey, Clockwork Orange, and The Shining. A Silent Voice, Bridge Too Far, A Cure for Wellness, Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, A Hollis Frampton Collection, A Story of Floating Weeds, both the original and the remake. A Quiet Place, The Adventures Trilogy, which includes Taxi Driver, Private Eye, and Plumber's Mate. Alice Guy Blanche Collections, Parts 1 and 2. America as Seen by a Frenchman, American Hustle, American Made, American Sniper, Psycho, American Sniper, and Angel Has Fallen. Annie Hall, Eddie Pro and Extraordinary World, Arrival, another one of the few 4Ks I have, Infinity War, Baby Driver, Back to the Future Trilogy, Bad Words, Bad Santa, Bad Boys 1 and 2, Batman v Superman, Bel Canto, Big Fish and Begonia, Big Hero 6, Birds of Prey, Black Panther, Blackenstein, Black Klansman, 2049, Blomkamp Collection, his three first movies, District 9, Chappie, and Elysium. I think Chappie's the worst one out of the bunch. I think generally considered the worst one of the bunch, but I like it. Blood Diamond, Blue Velvet, the Blue, Red, and White collection, by him. Bone Tomahawk. This is Bram Stoker's Dracula and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, all in one pack. Brawl in Cell Block 99. Breathless, honestly, the worst cover, slipcover, whatever, for a Criterion release, in my opinion. Just, like, really just text on a white... Why? Bronson Collection, this has Death Wishes 2, 3, and 4, not the first one, so that's kind of weird. Bullet And this is the by Breakage collection. Caddyshack, Captain Phillips, Casablanca, Casino Royale, Casper, Castle in the Sky, Chinatown, Cinderella, the remake, Cleopatra, Cloverfield, Clue. This is the first Blu-ray I ever got, by the way. Clue, Collateral, Constantine, City of Demons, Cool Hand Luke, Copycat, Crank, Crazy Heart, Crazy Rich Asians, Creed, 2 and 3, Crimes of the Future, Cry for the City, Dances with Wolves, Danny Collins, Dark City, Dark Waters, Date Night, Dazed and Confused, Decalogue, Detective D and the Mystery of the Phantom Flame, Detective Pikachu, Die Hard is a Christmas movie, Dr. Sleep, Don't Breathe, Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde, Dream Scenario, Drive, Drive My Car, Due Date, Dumbo, Dune, Dunkirk, Eating Raoul. Still amazed that this movie's in the Criterion Collection, to be honest with you. Live Die Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow, Edward Scissorhands, Elvis, Encanto, Enter the Ninja, Escape Plan 2, Escape Plan The Extraction. I'm pretty sure I have the first one on DVD. E.T., Faceless. Not a 4K, by the way. This is a Blu-ray. Same thing with this one. Family Portrait, a Blu-ray in the black case. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Fantastic Planet. Fargo. Gentleman's Agreement. Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Crimes of Grindelwald. So that should be with the other one. My bad. Fear and Desire. First sip of water of the night. Okay, let's go. Fear the Walking Dead Season 1. Fellini's Casanova. Fences. The Firefly trilogy on the Steelbook, Friday the 13th, Frozen, Game of Thrones Season 2, I'm pretty sure I have Season 1 as a DVD, Gangland Hooligans, Ghost in the Shell, the original one, and Steelbook. Oh, this is actually dented. Oh, that sucks. And Ghost in the Shell, I probably dented that by accident at some point. Shame on me, I guess. Shame on me. And then that's the remake, which I actually don't mind. If you don't compare it to the original one, it's actually a pretty decent movie. Ghost Team 1, Godland, Godzilla, from 2014, Gone Girl, Goodfellas, Steelbook, Gotham Season 1, Volume 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, Gundala, Hangover Square, Hatchet, Haxan, Heavy Metal, Hell or High Water, Hellfest, Home Alone, Homeland Season 1, Hostiles, Hot Fuzz, How Green Is My Valley, the movie that won Best Picture over Citizen Kane, Vampire Motorcycle, I Bought a Vampire Motorcycle, I Kill Giants, In the Heights, Inception, Ikuri XB1, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, IP Man Trilogy. I'm pretty sure there's like a fourth one already at this point. It, Chapters 1 and 2. It Follows, honestly one of my favorite looking steelbooks. Jackie, I got this from a library, which is why I have that tag there. Jacob's Ladder, John Dillman, and Joan of Arc. This is the Ingrid Bergman version from 1948. Jobs, John Wick 2, 3, 4. Have the first one on DVD, so you'll see that later. Joker, Judgment at Nuremberg, Jumanji, Jurassic Park Collection. I believe this has up until Jurassic World, the first one. Kiki's Delivery Service, Killer Movie, King Kong Steelbook, Labyrinth Digibook, Last Action Hero, Last Night in Soho, Lawless, Lawrence of Arabia, Leon the Professional, What is the Sunshine, Let the Sunshine In, Lifeboat, Little Miss Sunshine, Liz and the Blue Bird, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and Logan Lucky. I actually know somebody who was in this movie, personally, Eric Perez, which, funny enough, he kind of looks like Daniel Craig in this. Lorna the Exorcist, Love and Monsters, Love Simon, Mad Max Fury Road. I'll be honest, I don't really care that much for the Mad Max series in general, so take that for what you will. Mass Effect, Paragon Lost, Mayhem, Maxine, Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, Megan Levy, Men in Black 2. I have Men in Black 1 and 3 on DVD, and then I have the second one on Blu-ray. Take that for what you will. And then the fourth one, I don't even have it, period. I'll be honest, I'll probably get that one later eventually. Mephisto. This is Metropolis, the anime version of Metropolis from the 80s, 90s, whenever this movie came out. So yeah, and honestly has one of my favorite slipcovers of all time, and this is a steelbook. Honestly, one of my favorite things in my collection in general. So cool, so epic. Midnight Cowboy, Midway, the Miklaus Jansko collection. So this is the one I was talking about earlier, and this has a bunch of his movies. Has the Roundup, Red, White, and the Red and the White, The Confrontation, Winter's Wind, Red Palms, Psalms, and Electra, My Love. The Roundup and the Red and the White. Those two movies I have in that other little combo pack that I bought accidentally, and this is where it was. I bought it by accident. Go figure. Millennium Actress, another one of my favorite steelbooks. Misery, Modern Times, Monsters U, Moonlight, one of my favorite Miami films, like Miami-based films. Such a spectacular movie. And also, this is a movie that I know people who... I've worked with people who were on this film. Moonwalkers, Morgan Road, Motel Hell, honestly a pretty kick-ass steelbook as well. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, this is the first ever digibook that I ever got. Murder on the Orient Express, My Neighbor Totoro, My Neighbor the Yamadas, National Lampoon Christmas Vacation, Nausicaä of the Valley of the Wind, Nebraska, Night Creatures, Pretty cool slipcover. Night of Open Sex. And again, not a 4K. It's this company, Severin. Severin, for whatever reason, their Blu-ray cases, they're black instead of blue. Odds are, most of my black cases aren't 4Ks. They're just Blu-rays because of Severin. Night of the Dead. Animated Dead. So yeah, Night of the Animated Dead. Basically Night of the Living Dead in animation. Night People, Nosferatu, the original one. So the other one you saw was the Robert Eggers one. This is Nuclear, Oblivion, a pretty underrated Tom Cruise movie if you ask me. Once Upon a Time in America, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 1 Million Years BC, Paddington, Paggiani Horror, Pain and Gain, another great Miami film, all things considered, even if it is a bit too stylized, you know, in that Bad Boys kind of vein. Paper Towns, Parasite, I want to get the Criterion version of Parasite to be honest with you. Parental Guidance, a movie I never hear anybody talk about. Fatima Inverted, Pearl, Pet Sematary, Phantom Boy, Philadelphia Here I Come. Honestly, one of my favorite plays, and I did do a short film based on Philadelphia Here I Come, where I played, who did I play? The gardener, the main farmhand. I forget his name right now. Screwball? Was that his nickname? So yeah. Pitch Perfect Trilogy, Pitfall, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Platoon, the Pokemon Trilogy Metal Pack Steelbook with Pokemon's 1, 2003. The movie with Dante, yeah. Ponyo, Porco Rosso, Predators, the remake with Robert Rodriguez version. Pretty in Pink, I have this as a steelbook. I kind of forgot I have this as a steelbook, not gonna lie. Raging Bull, Rain Man, Ready Player One. I actually auditioned for Wade Watts in this movie, believe it or not, because when this movie was in pre-production, when they were still casting, there was this casting company, that was saying, hey, we want new faces for the movie. Steven Spielberg is looking for new faces for the movie, so audition for all the main parts. And literally the next day, when auditions closed, the next day, Ty Sheridan was announced as Wade Watts. I'm like, okay, cool, that was for nuts. And you can still find my audition here on YouTube. It's on my channel, so go check it out if you want. Reanimator, Red Dawn. Pretty sure this is the remake. I'm pretty sure there's an original version of this movie, so that's a remake. Reservoir Dogs, Rio Bravo, Rise of the Guardians, and Robin Hood. RoboCop, the remake and the original remake. There we go. Robots, the Rocky Collection, all 5 films, right? Is it 5 films? 4 films? Yeah. Romeo plus Juliet, there we go. Russian Ark, Satellite Cow and Moon Girl, or Satellite Girl and Milk Cow, whatever. Really weird movie, by the way. Scooby-Doo and the Legend of the Vampires, Scooby-Doo The Mystery Begins, and this is like the French copy of this movie. So yeah, that's the Cartoon Network Scooby-Doo movies, live action ones. The Saw Complete Series Collection up until, I want to say the 8th one. Scarface Steelbook with Al Pacino, that's the Al Pacino version. Secret of the Incas, Shadowlands, Shaun of the Dead, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, Sherlock Holmes. I found this at the dollar store, by the way. This is a steelbook, and I found it at the dollar store. Shimmer, Schindler's List, Sidewalk Stories, a Silent Avant-Garde Cinema Collection, Silver Linings Playbook, No Escape, Sin Escape, Sleepaway Camp, Sleepers, Snowpiercer, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. This is the Solid Metal Nightmare Collection, which is a Shinya Tsukamoto collection of some of his films, a lot of his works. This includes the Iron Man, both 1 and 2, The Adventures of Denshu Kozu, Tokyo Fist, Bullet Ballad, The Snake of June, Vital, Haze, Kotoko, and Killing, Solo, A Star Wars Story. And this is also the, another one I have in 4K. I forget I have that one in 4K, to be honest with you, but it also has a Blu-ray right there. Son of God, really underrated Christian film if you ask me. SOS Titanic, Space Detectives, Space Jam, Spawn, Speed Racer, Spencer, Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, Spider-Verse, Star Trek the Movie, the Star Wars Collection, all the first 6 films, Studio 666, Suicide Squad, and Suicide Squad Hell to Pay. For Space Detectives, I actually interviewed the filmmakers behind that movie, Antonio Lepre and I forget the actor's name, but I interviewed both of them. You can find that here on the channel. Matt Stryfarodian, that was his name. Matt Stryfarodian. He was the lead actor, and Antonio Lepre, he was the director. And I'm pretty sure they were both producers for the film. So yeah, and I saw that back at Misi Feed, back when I used to go there almost 10 years ago. They're really cool guys. They're based out of Las Vegas, I think. Back onto the list. Super 8. Sushi Girl. Tales from Earthsea. Talk to Me. Tampopo. Tortuf. One of my friends really loves this movie / play, by the way. I say that sarcastically. Taxi Driver. The Terminator Collection has the first 4 Terminator movies up until Salvation. This is the Tales of Prince Ahmed, or The Adventures of Prince Ahmed. What are you? You are the Age of Shadows. That's what you are. This is The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I'm pretty sure I have the first one on DVD. The Apartment. The Apu Trilogy. Such an incredible series, such an incredible trilogy. Watch it if you haven't. The Bad Guys. The Bank Job. The Batman. The Best of Fantasy Mickey Mouse Fantasy thing has Fantasia 2000, and Celebrating Mickey. Big Lebowski, the Big Lebowski Steelbook. The Big Ugly, The Boy, The Breadwinner, The Challenge, and the Complete Jacques Tati collection has all of his feature films, which are Jour de Fête, Monsieur Hulot's Holiday, Mon Uncle, Playtime, Traffic, Tati Shorts, and Parade. Tati Shorts is just some of the short films as well. So yeah, the complete collection of Jacques Tati's work. Honestly, one of my favorite filmmakers. I know Playtime is his best regarded one, and I'm not saying anything against Playtime, by the way, but I think just me personally, I prefer My Uncle, Mon Uncle, a bit more than Playtime. It's one of those things. Playtime, I think, is a better movie, better made movie, but I prefer My Uncle just a bit more. And I'm not gonna lie, Parade may be the worst film on the Criterion Collection. I mean, I know you have stuff like Jellyfish Eyes and Little Furnitures or whatever that movie's called by Lena Dunham, but I haven't seen those movies, so I can't really comment on them. So from the ones I've seen, I feel like Parade is maybe the worst one that's in the collection, which sucks because it has to be in the collection because of this. It's part of this collection, the complete collection of Jacques Tati. But like, it's one of those things like, what's going on here? That's what I'm going to say to it. The Crazies, The Curse of the Werewolf, Dark Crystal, The Diary of Anne Frank, The Edge of the World, The Evil Deads 1 and 2, The Fast and the Furious, The Fault in Our Stars, The Last Slam Dunk, The Fisher King, The Flash, Flash Season 1, The Fly, The Girl with All the Gifts, The Golem, The Great Dictator, and The Green Knight. And by the way, at this point, we are over an hour and 8 minutes essentially, so let's keep on going. The Green Mile, and Forrest Gump. What are you? The Hand That Feeds the Dead. The Hateful Eight. Hitman's Bodyguard. The Holdovers. The Holy Mountain. I bought this thinking it was Jodorowsky's Holy Mountain, not realizing that Riefenstahl, she also did her own version of the Holy Mountain, or a movie called The Holy Mountain, way before Jodorowsky did one. So, yeah. The Host. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I'm pretty sure this has the first two movies, or 1 and 2, you know what I mean? The Hunger Games, what are you? Part 1. Mockingjay Part 1. And Part 2, I have the other two Hunger Game movies in as DVDs. And then I don't have Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes yet. So there's that. The Indian Tiger, The Indian Tomb, The Intern, The Invisible Man, The Iron Claw, Iron Lady, the Jewish Film Collection, which has 10 classic Yiddish films, which are The Die Book, Mir Come On, American Matchmaker, Overture to Glory, Tevye, The Yiddish King Lear, Her Second Mother, Motel Operator, Eli, Three Daughters. The Lego Movie Part 2, second part. What is this? The Lion in the Winter, The Lost Boys, and The Mad Fox. The Magnificent Seven Steelbook, The Mask of Zorro, the two Zorro collection movie, so both of them there. What is this? The Maya Deren collection. So yeah, Maya Deren, that's her, she's a avant-garde short film filmmaker, that's her whole collection, by the way. The Mummy trilogy, so, you know, Brendan Fraser's The Mummy, The Negotiator, The Northman, The Oxbow Incident, The Passion of Joan of Arc, The Phantom Carriage, The Phantom of the Opera, another version of it. This is the... which version are you? This is the Herbert Lom Hammer version, the Hammer's Phantom of the Opera. The Punisher, The Redeemed, Return of the Living Dead, The Revenant, The Rocky Horror Picture Show, The Rolling Stones Concert Circus, whatever, The Santa Claus, The Shape of Water, The Silence of the Lambs, The Sixth Sense, The Social Network, The Smurfs, The Sting, The Ten Commandments, and this has both Ten Commandments, which were both directed by Cecil B. DeMille. So this one has the one from 1920s. So this one has the one from 1923 and 1956. So 1956 is the one we're on with Moses parting the cross. And this is also the digibook, by the way, so you have that pretty cool thing. But the 1926 version, that's a radically different movie. The whole thing with Moses, that's only like the first 10 to 15 minutes. The rest of the movie, it's about these two brothers in like modern day 1920s America trying to make a name for themselves. Actually, like that really surprised me when I saw that. And like, it's actually a really good movie. I really do think that you should watch it. Of course, the remake, if you can even call it that, given the fact that they're so drastically different movies. But the 1956 version, the one that everybody knows, of course, that's a fantastic movie. But honestly, check out the original 1926 movie version. The Third Man, Drink of Water number 2 at 1 hour and 15 minutes, essentially. And in this next stack, I need to show it to you in reverse order. So we finished off in the T section. We're still in the T section. Because of the way I stacked this small portion of movies, I have to show you in reverse. So we're going to go from V to T, actually. So here we have Vampire, Valkyrie, V8, 2, Up in the Air, Under the Skin, Uncut Gems, Twister, Turning Red, True Grit, the remake with Jeff Bridges from like 15 years ago at this point, Trick or Treat, Train to Busan, Total Recall, the Schwarzenegger version. I think I have the Ryan Reynolds version, the remake, as a DVD. Top Gun Maverick and Top Gun, To Your Last Death, Titanic, Blood and Steel, Sangre y Hierro. Titanic, this is the 1943 version, the propaganda version made by the Germans. So take that for what you will. Time Lapse, Thrills and Shows. So this has 4 movies. It's not A24, but just 4 random horror movies. This has A Quiet Place, Crawl, Overlord, and Pet Sematary, the remake from a few years ago. Three Sisters, Another movie that my friend also likes, the same one who likes Tartuffe. He likes this movie. No, he doesn't. Just like to dog on him for that. 3 Billboards. Thor: The Dark World. Yeah, The Dark World. The Zookeeper's Wife. The Wolverine. The Wolf of Wall Street. The Wizard of Oz. This is actually the first ever steelbook that I got. And even then, it's not technically a steelbook. It's a metal pack because of the way it opens. Right there. People don't like metal packs because of the way it opens for some reason. I frankly don't care. Left or right. So there you go. This is also the 3D version. Well, I think this is one of the few 3D movies I have. If I have any other 3D movies, and I actually won that at a contest. There was a YouTuber back in the day called Big Block Blu-Ray. My bad, Big Block Blu-Ray. He was active for a few years, and then he kind of just did some EDM music, and then I think he dropped off the face of the earth. So I mean, I hope he's doing good. The Witches, The Walking Dead Season 4, Season 3, and I'm pretty sure I have Seasons 1 and 2 as DVDs, and then I only have the first 4 seasons. This is the Vincent Price collection. There's a lot of Vincent Price collections. There's like 5 or 6 of them, but this one has The Pit and the Pendulum, The Mask of the Red Death, The Haunted Palace, The Fall of the House of Usher, The Abominable Dr. Phibes and Witchfinders General, aka The Conqueror's Worm, The Usual Suspects, The Unholy Four, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talents, and The Towering Inferno. Alright, and we're basically gonna end the Blu-rays right now. We have Violent Night, Wall-E, again one of the few 4Ks I have as well, and this is one of those weird cases where Criterion only sells this in the 4K Blu-ray combination. I'm happy they have a Blu-ray copy of it. I'm happy it's not just the 4K version, but you know, I do find it a little bit weird, but I do like the box set version of this, if that makes sense. Werewolf at a Girl's Dormitory, Whisper of the Heart, Who Framed Mr. Rabbit, Roger Rabbit, Witness for the Prosecution, Wonder Woman. We don't talk about the second one. We don't talk about 1984. Honestly, 1984 may be one of the worst movies ever made, period. X, and the X-Men, Road Cut, Days of Future Past, Road Cut. So that is it for the Blu-rays. Next up, we have the DVDs. And yes, the DVDs make up a bulk of my collection. I don't know. I haven't done the math as to percentage-wise what it is. But something tells me it's probably like 75% DVDs and 25% Blu-ray, somewhere around there. So yeah, this next part is going to be killer. Yeah, and it is currently 1 hour and 20 minutes as of the time that I'm recording this video. So let's go for it. So like I said at the beginning of the video, there are some movies that I haven't organized properly into the collection. For the Blu-ray section, we started off with the Blu-rays. So for the DVD section, we're going to start off with the DVDs I have not properly cataloged, organized into the collection. And yeah, again, the first couple ones are going to be out of order because I literally just got them. And then the rest is going to be in order. And then we'll jump into the main collection. Now I'll tell you guys when we get to the main collection. So first off we have Billy Graham, A Life Remembered, and Billy Graham, the Calling of Billy Graham. So 2 Billy Graham documentaries essentially. Yeah, I'm Christian, so I really like looking at this stuff. So that's why I got it. Flying Down to Rio, A Road to Zanzibar, and A Road to Singapore. So 2 movies right there. And then last but not least, we have Roberta. Okay, now into the stuff that's actually in alphabetical order. We have 4 film collection, 4 romance Nicholas Sparks movies collection. We have Night of Rodaneth, Message in a Bottle, Notebook, and Walks to Remember. Alice in Wonderland, the animated version. All Dogs Christmas Carol, An American in Paris, Appleseed, this trilogy of movies, not trilogy, but we have Bachelor Party, Back to School, and Weekend at Bernie's. Bachaccio 70, Carnal Knowledge. I'm kind of annoyed that I picked this movie up and then shortly thereafter, Criterion said, oh yeah, we're going to release Carnal Knowledge on Criterion. Go figure. Charlie Chan and at the Circus, Charlie Chan at the Olympics, Charlie Wilson's War, Charlotte's Web, Cinderella, Corazon de Tequila. So yeah, in Miami we have a bunch of Goodwills where they sell Spanish cinema. They're like Hispanic movies a lot. So I tend to pick up a lot of those because those are very random and very cheesy sometimes, and like Telemundo, telenovela type of stuff. It's very fun to watch, so honestly. So it's like so bad it's good type of stuff for the most part. Sometimes they actually are genuinely good, and sometimes they're just bad. Curious George, again with that Spanish stuff. We have Departamento de Soltero, Dick Tracy meets Dr. Gruesome or Meets Gruesomes, Domino, Dougal. This is actually one of the first movies I ever saw like in theaters, period. El Niño Perdido, Femme Fatale Collection. This has Whistle Stop, Algiers, Dishonored Lady, The Strange Woman, Cause for Alarm, and The Naked Kiss. Good Luck Charlie Christmas Special, and Half Light. So we are at 1 hour and 24, and my phone is now at 66%. That's the progress we're at. Igor, Jesus Camp, Kalho Naho. So this is an Indian film, by the way. Lilo and Stitch, Moscow's in Russia and on Hudson. Moscow's in Hudson. Mr. Jealousy, Oliver and Company, One More Time. This is the the Fanny trilogy by Marcel Pagnol, which is from Kino Lorber. Yeah, and this is actually discontinued. This is out of print. So this is a trilogy of movies: Marius, Fanny, and Caesar. Those are the name of the movies. And apparently Criterion also has their version of it. So go figure. Ratatouille, How to Cook, video stuff. Yeah, I got that as a gag gift, by the way. The Reddick trilogy because one of them is really a short film. So yeah, this has Pitch Black, Dark Fury, and The Chronicles of Reddick. Dark Fury, that's the short film. Ruby Bridges. I could have sworn that Ruby Bridges was like a movie as part of an anthology series. Scooby-Doo meets Batman, Slipstream, Tarzan. I think I have Tarzan, like, pretty sure this is a duplicate copy. I think I bought this by accident twice because I saw Tarzan 2. So that's really why I bought it. When I think I only needed to buy the second one. Ichabod and Crane, Milo and Otis, The Book of Daniel, the Sherlock Holmes collection. So Basil Rathbone, he did a bunch of Sherlock Holmes movies. So this has 15, 16, 14 films that he did right there. The Falcon and the Snowman, The Great Mouse Detective, The Heiress, The Little Mermaid, The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Pebble and the Penguin, Prince of Egypt, The Satanic Rites of Dracula, The Secret of Nymph, The Swan Princess, The Mystery of the Enchanted Treasure. I picked this up not knowing that The Swan Princess was like an actual series. So I just saw Swan Princess and just thought it was the original first one. The Treasure of the Swan, well, The Trumpet of the Swan, my bad. Web of the Spiders, and Zabida. Okay, now at an hour and a half, we get into the DVD section proper. The things are actually organized for sure. So here, this is a 2-film collection: Dr. Blood's Coffin and The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. 2-film collection of Garfield and Garfield: A Tale of Two Kitties. And yeah, the reason I picked this up is because I actually did promo material for the Garfield animated movie that came out last year. So really great, really fun. 2-film collection of Sam Elliott movies. This has I Will Fight No More Forever and Dog Watch. 2-movie collection of King Kong and Son of Kong. 2-film collection of Batman and Batman Brave and the Bold and Meet the Batman, which I already have on DVD, but you know, it is what it is. 2-film collection of The Sun Is Also Stars and Everything. 2-film collection of The Gunfighter and The Gunfighter in the Pulpit. Mulan 2-movie collection. 3-movie collection of 2013, The Deadly Wake, The Triangle, and The Poseidon Adventure. Not gonna lie, I picked up this for The Triangle, thinking it was the Australian film Triangle with a pre-Thor Chris Hemsworth. That's the only reason I picked this up, because I confused this movie for another one. Ernest 3-movie collection has Goes to Camp, Scared Stupid, and Goes to Jail. All pretty funny movies. 4-film action collection with Waterworld, Children of Men, Skyline, and Doomsday. 4 Fantastic Four Season 1 animated series collection. I think it's Season 1 or just the complete series, complete first season, whatever. 4-film collection of Pokemon. So this has Pokemon Heroes the movie, Pokemon Forever, Destiny Deoxys, and Jirachi Wishmaker. Dirty Harry 4-film collection. Leprechaun 4-film collection. So this has Leprechauns 1, 2, 3, 4 in the hood, or in space, my bad. Lethal Weapon 4-film collection. Batman 4-film collection. What is this? Critters 4-film collection. Honestly, I really love those 4-film collections. They're some of my favorite stuff. Ocean's 11 4-film collection. This is the 4-film collection of just random thriller movies. This has Gothica, Queen of the Damned, Dreamcatcher, and Ghost Ship. Sci-fi creature feature movies 4 films. It has 20 Million Miles to Earth, The Giant Claw, Mothra, and It Comes From Beneath the Sea. This is the 5-movie collection, and this has Killers from Space, Monsters from a Prehistoric Planet, Destroy All Planets, Attack of the Monsters, and Sound of Horror. Yeah, this is where we get into the Mill Creek stuff, low-key. Where Mill Creek, I love picking up Mill Creek collection stuff, even though they sometimes they get out of hand. This is the Hellraiser collection, 7 movies. Though the funny thing is, they don't start with Hellraiser 1. They start from Hellraiser 3 all the way until Hellraiser Hell Road. 6 family adventure movies. We have Lost in the Barrens, Pony Express Ride, Rugged Gold, Baker's Hawk, Spirits of the Eagles, and Sign of the Otters. 6 movie collection, Spanish movie collection, what do you have here? You have Lamberto Quintero, El Hijo de Lamberto Quintero, La Última Salsa en Colombia, and what's the other one? Contrabandos y Muerte y la Banda de Acordeón. So that's Lamberto Quintero, the son of Lamberto Quintero, the last salsa of Colombia, or the ultimate salsa of Colombia. Contraband and Murder, or Contraband and Death, and La Banda and the Band of Accordions, if I'm translating that correctly. Monster movie mashup, 7 movies. We have Night of the Living Dead, Count Dracula and his Vampires, Nightmare Castle, The Devil's Nightmare, The She-Beast, Snow Beast, and Werewolf versus the Vampire Woman. This is the Creature collection. This has The Snow Creature, The She-Beast, Curse of the Wolf, Blood Predators, Chupacabra versus the Alamo, House of Mystery, Juggernaut, Mesa of the Lost Woman, and Horrors of the Spider Island. 8 heads in a duffel bag. So yeah, these are still going by like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're still going alphabetically order. So that's why you may have a collection and then a random movie with like a number in the beginning. We have the 8-movie collection of Blumhouse. This has Get Out, Split, The Purge, Purge Anarchy, Purge Election Year, Unfriended, Ouija, and The Visit. And last but not least, we have Mega Shark 8-film collection. We have Toxic Shark, Shark in Venice, Malibu Shark Attack, Shark Man, Shark Attack 2, Shark Attack 3, The Megalodon, and Shark Zone. Durant Cinema, if you know who that is, that YouTuber, he loves shark movies, so he would love a copy of this, by the way. I don't know, maybe he already has it. 8 Mile, the Shadow collection with 8 films included. So this has The Shadow, Backwoods, Feeding Grounds, Nether World, Blood Predator, The Ghost Walks, Black Raven, and Gothic. 10 film collection of zombie movies. It has Destined to be Ingested, Revolt of the Zombies, Zombies vs. Strippers, Diner, The Last Man on Earth, Ashes, Autumn, I Eat Your Skin, Mortuary, and River of Darkness. 10 war film collection, The Eagles and the Hawks, The Last Outpost, Wake Island, Bengal Brigade, The Hell and Back, Battleheim, Him, Jet Pilot, In Enemy Country, Raid on Rommel, and Ulzon's Raid. 10 Things I Hate About You, 10 Cloverfield Lane, 10 Wartime, 8 movie, Wartime, okay, this is out of order, my bad, but whatever. We have Buck Private in the Navy, Here Comes the Waves, Hill, Conquering Hero, Caught in the Draft, Francis Joins the Wax, The Private War of Major Benson, and The Perfect Furlough. The 11 Gamera films from 1965 to 1999. Explosive Cinema, so this has a bunch of movies, however many movies. It has The Hostage, Iron Angel, Kill Point, Low Blow, 9 Deaths of the Ninja, The Patriots, Scorpion, The Silencer, The Skydivers, Terror in the Jungle, Top Cop, and Van Nuys Boulevard. And 12 zombie film collection. This has Carnival of Souls, Dead Man Walking, Horror for the Zombies, House of the Living Dead, King of the Zombies, The Last Man on Earth, Mutant, Night of the Living Dead, Daisies of the Dead, The Snake People, Teenage Zombie, and White Zombie. I have 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, 20... Wow. 20 outlaw country movies, western movies. We have The Last Rites of Ransom Pride, One-Eyed Jack, Day of the Wolves, God's Gun, Deadwood 76, Any Gun Can Play, Dance Candy Law, Boot Law, The Law of 45S, Yuma, Joshua, Kid's Vengeance, The Man Can't Die, Dead Aim, Rawhide, Savage Guns, Savage Journey, The Haynes Man, Cry Blood Apache, and Buffalo Stampede. 20 Savage Predator movies. What do you have here? Attack of the Giant Leeches, The Beast of Yucca Flats, Blood Tide, Creature from the Haunted Sea, Iga, Fury of the Wolf Woman, The Galaxy Invaders, Gamera the Invincible, Giant Gila Monster, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Little Shop of Horrors. Pretty sure that's the original. Moon of the Wolf, Night Fright, Night of the Living Dead, Nosferatu, Phantom of the Opera, Rattler, Snake People, The Snake Woman, and Snow Beast. Yeah, again, with a lot of these Mill Creek movie collections, you're gonna get some repeated titles over and over again after a while. 28 Days Later, Weeks Later, 42 Jackie Robinson Story. Okay, here's a big one. I think this is the biggest collection I have across the board, and that is the 50 Monster Mad Scientist Theater movie collection. So yeah, this is pretty wrecked, not gonna lie. I mean, I got it used, so makes sense. But yeah, here we go. The Amazing Transparent Man, The Ape Man, Adam H. Vampire, The Atomic Brain, Bela Lugosi meets the Brooklyn Gorilla, Brain That Wouldn't Die, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, The Corpse Vanishes, Counterblast, Crimson, Dead Man Walking, Death Warmed Up, The Devil's Bad, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Don't Look in the Basement, The Drums of Jeopardy, Embryo, Frankenstein 80, Frozen Alive, The Head, Horror Express, House of the Living Dead, I Eat Your Skin, Invasion of the Bee Girl, Jesse James Meets Frankenstein's Daughter, The Killer Shrew, King of the Zombies, Kong Island, Lady Frankenstein, Lucifer Complex, The Mad Monster, Man in the Attic, Man-Eater of Hydra, Maniac, The Manster, Mess Up, The Lost Woman, Metamorphosis, Metropolis, The Monster Maker, Nightmare Castle, Panic, Phantom Creep, Phantom from 10,000 Leagues, The Revenge of Dr. X, Shadow of Chinatown, Son of Ingia, Teenage Zombie, Torture Ship, and Wasp Woman. So there we go. That's 50 movies in one collection. Jesus Christ. 99 Homes, 101 Dalmatians, the live action one, A Chorus Line, A Christmas Carol. This is the, which version are you? The George C. Scott version. A Few Good Men and Jerry Maguire. A Little Princess. A Perfect Day. Private War. A Pup Named Scooby-Doo Volume 1. A Streetcar Named Desire. About Schmidt. The Adam Sandler collection has 50 First Dates, Mr. Deeds, and Big Daddy. Adopt a Highway. Adventures in Babysitting. After Earth. Air Force One. Akira. Aladdin. Alfred Hitchcock Presents Season 1. The Alfred Hitchcock collection with his early works, Suspicion, Strangers on the Train, I Confess, Dial M for Murder, The Wrong Man, and North by Northwest. And then the other collection of Alfred Hitchcock, which has Rear Window, Vertigo, North by Northwest, Psycho, and The Birds. Alfred Hitchcock, The Legend Begins, so this is a lot of his early work. This includes The Cheney Vase, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, Blackmail, Champagne, Easy Virtues, The Farmer's Wife, Jamaica Inn, Juno and the Peacock, The Lady Vanishes, The Lodgers, The Man Who Knew Too Much, The Marksman, Number 17, Rich and Strange, The Ring, Sabotage, Secret Agent, The Skin Game, 39 Steps, Young and Innocent. And yeah, there's a lot of these like Alfred Hitchcock early works collections, and I think this is the most comprehensive one. A lot of them miss some of his other movies here, or like they're not incomplete or something like that. So for me, this is the most complete one out of the bunch from all the early works collections that Alfred Hitchcock has. Alien Quadrilogy, All Cheerleaders Must Die, All Dogs Go to Heaven, All Quiet on the Western Front, and this is the TV movie from the 70s, I want to say. Does it say the year here? 79, from 79. Almost Famous, Alvin and the Chipmunks. This is actually one of the first movies I ever got in my collection. This alongside Mrs. Doubtfire, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Those are some of the first movies I ever got for my collection in general. So that's where it all started. And Easy A. Easy A is the one that I bought very early on. Amelie, American Beauty, American Buffalo, American Gangster, American Hangman, History X, Splendor, Amon Saga, An American Werewolf in London, Analyze This, Analyze That, Anastasia, Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy, the first one. Not gonna lie, I don't really care for this movie. Like, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I don't think it's a classic, to be honest with you. Angels or Demonio, Angel or Demonio, Angels and Demons. Again, that's a Spanish film. Apocalypta, Aquamarine, Around the World in 80 Days. This is the Jackie Chan version of it. Atlantis, The Lost Empire. And then this is the sequel, Atlantis 2. What is this? Aduas and Bravero. The Audrey Hepburn collection. So this has Breakfast at Tiffany's, Funny Face, My Fair Lady, Paris When It Sizzles, Roman Holiday, Sabrina, and War and Peace. Not gonna lie, I know I binge watched this whole collection. Paris When It Sizzles is the one movie here that I do not remember at all watching. I don't remember anything about it, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I vaguely remember it being like somewhat satirical, I think, but like that's really about it. Like everything else I genuinely remember, so take that for what you will. Austin Powers, this is The Spy Who Shagged Me. Avatar, the complete series. Baby Doll, Bad Grandpa, Batman Begins, Batman the collection, 18 film collection. So this has Gotham Knights, Year 1, Under the Red Hood, Bad Blood versus Robin, Son of Batman, Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2, Assault on Arkham, The Killing Joke, and Harley Quinn, Gotham by Gaslight, Ninja, Return of the Cape Crusader, Mask of the Phantasm, Mystery of the Batwoman, Public Enemies, and Apocalypse. Batman the Animated Series Volume 1, if I'm not mistaken, the Collector's Edition. Bats, what are you? This is the Battle of Britain, Flyboys, Rescue Dawn, and Windwalkers. Battle Royale, Beast Mode. Sip of water number 3. I think it's number 3. Bedtime Stories, Beetlejuice, Bella, Ben-Hur, Ben 10 Collection. So just a few episodes of I think it has like the first 5 or 6 episodes of Ben 10. That's what it is. Big Trouble in Little China, Blackboard Jungle, Black Swan, Blame, Blow, Blown Away, Blue Call, Body of Lies, Bound for Glory, Boyhood, Brad's Status, Brains Collection, Brains Wouldn't Die Collection. This has Brains That Wouldn't Die, The Head, The Atomic Brain, The Indestructible Man, The Amazing Transparent Man, and The Master. Breaking Bad, season 2 and season 1, so that's backwards, cool. Bridge to Terabithia, Bringing Down the House, Brooklyn, and Brother Bear. This is the Bruce Lee collection. It has The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon, Game of Deaths 1 and 2. This is Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, The Longest Day, Sam Pebbles and The Hustler. Butterfly, Cache, Hidden, Caligula, Canadian Bacon, Cantando Bajo la Lluvia, this is Singing in the Rain. I have the Spanish version of it. Captain America collection, Captain America and Death Too Soon, that's the name of the second one. Captain America, The First Avenger. Captain Courageous, Carrie. Cartas y Eufemia, Eufemia, so this means Letters to Eufemia. That's another Spanish movie. Cartas Marcadas, Marked Cards. Cattle, Queen of Montana. Celine Dion, A New Day concert film. Charlie Bartlett, Charlie Chaplin collection. This has a bunch of his short films. Has Shoulder's Arms, The Champion, The Kid, Easy Street, The Vagabond, Work, The Tramp, Knockout, and Kid Auto Races at Venice. Charlie Chan in Egypt, Charro, which is by Elvis, and Chef. And we are officially at 2 hours basically at this point. And we just are still on the C-section. C-section, nice. Chicago, Children of Heaven, Child's Play and The Howling. Chopping Mall, Christine, Chuck, the Child's Play Chucky collection. So yeah, at this point I basically have that copy of Child's Play and Howling just for The Howling at this point. Citizen Kane, City of God, one of my favorite movies of all time. And this is a collection of slasher movies, which has Don't Look in the Basement, Scream, Bloody Murder, Silent Night, Bloody Night, The Hatchet Murders, and The Severed Arm. We have 9 Western movies here. We have True Grit, the remake, The Shootist, Shane, HUD, Chucka, Posse, Will Penny, Johnny Reno, and Gunfight at the OK Corral, Click, Cocktail, Cobra, Collateral Damage, Con Air, What Are Your Conversations with Other Women, Copying Beethoven, Corpse Bride, and Cosmopolis, Courage the Cowardly Dog, full film series collection, complete series, Crash, yes, that Crash, Cries and Whispers. This is Crisscross, yeah. Croczilla 5 film collection. So this has Croczilla, Attack of the Giant Leeches, Piranha, Voyage to a Prehistoric Planet, and The Killer Shrew. Cube, Cuando Tu Me Quieres, When You Loved Me. We have Cujo, and we have 8 extreme films, Bunk of Blood, Night of the Dead, The Chosen One, Blood White, Santa Claus vs. the Zombies, Biker Zombies, Office of the Dead, and Porn Star Zombies. Dallas Buyers Club, Danny Phantom Complete Series Collection, Dawn of the Dead and Land of the Dead, Daredevil, Darkness Falls, Das Boot. This is kind of a weird one to have, honestly, because there's like so many different versions of Das Boots, so hopefully I got the right one. Day of the Dead, we have Dead Snow, Deadwood Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3. We have Deadly Numbers, so this is basically a film that I'm in. I made 15, so this is an anthology horror film, 1 through 20. Every filmmaker had to make a short film based on whatever number they got. I got 15 in Spanish is 15. Here you go. And I think my short film is probably the most successful one out of every other short film across the board, based on like individual releases as well and film festival stuff. So I'm willing to say that mine was one of, if not the most successful one out of that bunch. I'd have to relook into that part. We have Definitely Maybe and Because I Said So. We have Deliverance, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Like I said, this is one of the first movies I got, period, in my collection. Dinosaurs. We have Dirty Dancing, Disaster LA. We got Disclosure, Disturbia, Django Unchained, Dr. Foster. This is Season 1, I think, if I'm not mistaken. We have Don John, Dread, Earth to Echo, and we have Easy A, the other movie I'm pretty sure I got when I first got. Because here's the very first time I bought movies, I bought 3 movies. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and Alvin and Chipmunks, and Mrs. Doubtfire. And then I know Easy I picked up very early on as well, but for some reason I always like mix it up in my mind. No, it was one of the first 3. Like, I feel like I know Alvin and Doubtfire for sure, and then Diary and Easy A. I'm not sure which one of those 2 I bought in the very first batch of movies, my very first movie haul. But yeah, so let's just go with that. But I always consider them, since Easy I know is very early on too, I'll just say it's one of the first 4 movies I ever got. Even though the first time I ever got movies, I know for sure it was only 3 movies. Alright, we have Ed Wood. We have, what is this? El Siete Lenguas, The 7 Tongues. Exotic Marigold Hotel, this is the Spanish version, El Exótico Marigold Hotel. We have another Spanish film, El Hombre Inquieto, The Impatient Man. The Book of Eli in Spanish. The Lorax in Spanish. El Milagro de la Mariposa Azul, The Miracle of the Blue Butterfly. We have El Plan B, El Principio. So this is a Mexican film. Honestly, this movie started off strong and I just didn't care for it at the end. But this cleaned house apparently back in 1972, 1973 at the Ariel Awards, which is like the Mexican Oscars. El Reino, The Kingdom. Ella y Él, Him and Her. Elf, Emmanuel, Enchanted. ER Season 1, Escape from New York. Escape Plan, like I said, I have this one on DVD and then the rest are in Blu-ray. Escuela de Música, School of Music. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Evolution. Ex Machina and Exit Wound. Alright, more water. Part 4, I think, for water. Oh yeah. Face Off. Fahrenheit 11.9. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, and then Fantastic Four. So, here we go. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Father of the Bride. Feel the Heat, 10 film collection, 10 thriller movies. So this has 8 of Diamonds, Heartlines, Wedding Day, The Gardendale File, Look at Me, A Broken Code, Desdemona, A Love Story, Champagne Gang, Bordertown, and The Casino Job. Felix the Cat Collection. Ferngully, The Last Rainforest. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Fiesta en el Corazón, and Música Espuelas los y Amor. So Fiesta en el Corazón, that means festival in the heart or party in the heart. Música Espuela los y Amor. Music, something in love. I forget what Espuela means. So yeah. Fiddler on the Roof. Fight Club. Film Noir Collection. So this has Whirlpool, Shock, They Made Me a Criminal, Quicksand, Port of New York, DOA, Scarlet Street, Impact, Beat the Devil and the Stranger, Finding Nemo, First Man, Flor de Mayo, Flower of May, Flushed Away, For Queen and Country, Frank, Freaky, Friday Night Lights, From Dusk Till Dawn Season 1, From Dusk Till Dawn Season 2, From Here to Eternity, Frosty the Snowman, Full Metal Jacket, Game of Thrones Season 1, Season 1. So I have that one DVD, and then Season 2 on Blu-ray, and then that's about it for Game of Thrones. Gangsters, Guns, and Zombies. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Ghost Rider. Ghost in the Shell 2. Yeah. The other two I have in... So yeah, Ghost in the Shell I have in Blu-ray in the metal pack, the Steelbook, and Ghost in the Shell 2. I have it separately because it's a DVD. Next up we have Ghost of the Abyss. So this is a Titanic documentary that Steven Spielberg... No, not Steven Spielberg, sorry. James Cameron did when he went down to do research for the Titanic, so it's based off of that stuff. We have Ghoulies 1 and 2. Demi Moore in, what are you, G.I. Jane. Grows Happy. Gladiator. Good Morning Vietnam. Good Will Hunting. This should be taken out of the collection because I already have a duplicate of this, so there we go. Gotham Season 2. So Season 1 I have in DVD. No, sorry, in Blu-ray. Gran Torino. And Gravity. Grease. Gremlins. Gremlins 2. Greta. Groundhog Day. Gus Van Sant's Last Days. Hacksaw Ridge. Halloween. 2 and 3. Hancock. Harlem Nights. Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone. Chamber. Prisoners. Goblet. Order. Half-Blood Prince. Parts 1 and Part 2. So yeah, and the reason why these two don't have the slipcover essentially is because I didn't buy them with the slipcover. I bought them separately, I guess, at one point, and I bought the rest of them with the slipcover when they came out. No, that is something that kind of just irks me a little bit, but what you gonna do about it? Harem Scum, Harvey, Heat, Hell in the Pacific, Herbie Fully Loaded. So this is the first movie I ever remember watching in theaters, period. Hermanos en el Crimen, Brothers in Arms, Brothers in Crime, Her, Hercules, Hero, and this is the Herzog Kinski collection, so all the films that Werner Herzog did with Klaus Kinski, which includes Agide, the Wrath of God, Nosferatu, Phantom der Nacht, Phantom of the Night, Wojciech, Fitzgeraldo, Cobra Verde, and My Best Fiend, which is actually a documentary based on their relationship together. Not gonna lie, we're 2 hours and 20 minutes in, and the tiredness is really starting to hit right now. Let's see, what time is it right now? It is currently 1:56, and my phone is at 47%. Let's keep on going. We have a 6-film collection, Highway to Hell collection. So this has Night Drive, Breadcrumbs, Followed Home, The Eves, Drifters, and Bunnyman. We have Hindsight, Home Alone 2, Hollywood Homicides, Hollywood Land, Hollow Man, Hotel Rwanda, Hotel Transylvania, and the second one, House of Wax, How to Train Your Dragon 3-film collection, Howard the Duck, Howl's Moving Castle, Hugo, Hulk, Hustlers, I Know What You Did Last Summer, I Know Who Killed Me, I Married a Witch, I, Robot, I Saw the Devil, I, Tanya, In the Line of Fire, In Time, Independence Day, Inglourious Bastards, Ingrid Goes West, Inside Man, Into the Blue, Iron Man, Iron Man 2, It's miniseries, J. Edgar, Jack the Giant Slayer, Jackie Chan 8-film collection. This has Battle Creek Brawl, City Hunters, Crime Story, The Magnificent Bodyguards, Police Stories 1 and 2, Dragon Fist, and The Protector. We have Jailhouse Rock, James Dean collection, all 3 of his films, East of Eden, Rebel Without a Cause, and Giant. Jeff Who Lives at Home, Jerry Lewis collection, 10 films of his. We have The Stooge, Delicate Delinquent, The Bellboys, Cinderfella, The Errands Boy, The Ladies' Man, Nutty Professor, Disorderly, Orderly, The Patsy, and The Family Jewels. We have Jesus of Nazareth, Jesus, Maria, and Jose, Jesus, Maria, y Jose, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, the John Cassavetes collection. So yeah, from Criterion, this was a pain to find, and it's so weird because this is one of those situations where Criterion is doing some weird stuff with this, because I have the DVD. This is the DVD copy of this, because finding a Blu-ray is even harder unless you go through Criterion alone. And even then, that's kind of pricey. But the weird thing is, when you go on the Criterion channel, Criterion collection, you can add like what films you have as part of your own personal collection, but for some reason, they don't have John Cassavetes' collection in the DVD form. They only have it in the Blu-ray form, so I'm not sure if the DVD is discontinued. But the other thing with that is, even out of print films, they're still in the collection. You can still add them into the collection. They just plainly do not have the DVD version to add into your own personal collection. And with this, I mean, if you're an actor, if you're a filmmaker, you need to have this. You need to watch John Cassavetes. He's one of the best filmmakers, one of the best directors for actors to watch. Like, all of that is amazing. So definitely, if you're an actor, if you're a director, if you're a filmmaker in any way, shape, or form, get this collection some way, somehow. Right? At the very least, watch his films. At the very least, watch his films. You'll learn so much. John Q. The John Wayne collection. So this has 25 films by John Wayne. And we have here Blue Steel, The Dawn Rider, The Desert Trail, The Lawless Frontier, The Lucky Texan, Man from Utah, Star Packer, Trail Beyond, Randy Rides Alone, West of the Divide, Angel and the Birdman, McClinton, American West of John Ford, Helltown, Neath the Arizona Skies, Paradise Canyon, Rainbow Kelly, Raiders of the Destiny, Sagebrush Trail, Texas Terror, Winds of the Wasteland, Shadow of the Castle, Hurricane Express, Desert Command, and His Private Secretary. So that's one John Wayne collection, and then another John Wayne collection, And this has For Apache, The Searchers, Rio Bravo, and The Cowboys. John Wick on DVD. I need to upgrade this one to Blu-ray, honestly, at this point. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Kindergarten Cop. King Arthur. King Kong vs. Godzilla. King Ralph. Conga Roja, Red Conga. El Barco de Oro, the Golden Boat. La Decisión de Ana. So, yeah, this is actually another... In English, this is not called The Decision of Anna or Anna's Decision. This is called something else, like the Butterfly Effect or something like that, or something like that. It's a Cameron Diaz movie. La Sangre y la Lluvia, The Blood and the Rain. La Vida de David Gale, The Life of David Gale. Ladrón Ladrón, so this is Robber. Lady and the Tramp. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. Lars and the Real Girl. 8 Ranchero Comedy Film Collection. This has La Barca de Oro, The Golden Boat. Tú y las Nubes, You and the Clouds. Y Pena, Penita Pena. And Shame, Shame, Shame. Amor se dice cantando. Love is said singing, or Love is sung. Mexico de mis recuerdos. My memories in Mexico. Solo Veracruz es bello. Only Veracruz is beautiful. Las mañanitas. The tomorrows. Échame a mi culpa. It's all my fault. Laura. This is a music video compilation collection by Leonardo Martinez. So he's an artist that I know personally, and a few years back, maybe a decade back at this point, honestly, now I think about it, he released a few of his music videos on DVD, and I happened to get it. So there you go. Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Gaul. We have Life. Life is Beautiful. Lo que el viento se llevó, The Gone with the Wind, in the Spanish version of it. Logan and London Has Fallen. Lone Survivor. Looney Tunes Collection, Spotlight Collection. This is 1 and 2. And then this is the Looney Tunes movie collection. Los Boxtrolls, The Boxtrolls. We have Los Cristeros, The Cristeros. Cristeros is a name. We have Los Hijos de Maria Morales, the kids, the sons of Maria Morales. Love and Basketball. Made in Manhattan. Malicious, and I have this movie because I actually know one of the actors here. I've actually worked with one of the actors here, Danilo Roca. So yeah, he did good in the role, but I told him that honestly his subplot could have been completely cut out. That's the one thing with it, so take that for what you will. Man on the Moon. Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene. Marvel's The Avengers. This is Mashup at the Movies, alongside an interview that I did back in the day for Let's Talk Film, the web series Let's Talk Film by Matthew Mark Hunter. Mashup at the Movies, what I did being John Malkovich combined with Matrix for this. Matchstick Men, Matilda, Me Before You, Mean Girls, and Meet the Fockers. Meet the Robinsons. Merantu, Men in Black, and Men in Black 3. Like I said, I have the second one on Blu-ray, so take that for what you will. $1 Million Baby, Miracle on 34th Street, Molly Flanders, Monster House, Monsters Inc., Mother, Miss Doubtfire, again, one of the few movies I got very early on for my very first haul ever. Mud, back when I was like 12 years old, give or take. So yeah, that's how long I've been collecting movies. I've been collecting movies since I was 12. Murder at 1600, Mystic River, Nicholas Nickleby, Night of the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian, Secret of the Tomb, Night of the Zombies, another one of these collections. This has Zombie Hell House, Night of the Living Dead, Last Man on Earth, White Zombie, and Revolt of the Zombies. Honestly, between all these different horror collections, I have Night of the Living Dead, Last Man on Earth, and White Zombie like 5 times over. Speaking of which, Night of the Living Dead, there you go. And this also has the Devil Bat, Last Man on Earth, House on Haunted Hill, the White Zombie, and the Bat. The Freddy Krueger collection, Nightmare on Elm Street, all from Nightmare 1 to Freddy vs. Jason. Ninja Turtles, The Next Mutations, Volumes 1 and Volume 2. Niños Grandes, Grown Ups, this is the first one. Ninon Seville collection, so this is 3 movies by Ninon Sevilla. It's Aventura en Rio, Adventures in Rio. Revancha, which means festivities. And Llévame en tus brazos, Take Me in Your Arms. No Country for Old Men, No Escape, Nothing But Trouble, Notting Hill, Now You See Me, Nuevamente Amor, Newly in Love, Oceans, Olympus Has Fallen, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, one of my favorite movies of all time, 1 Hour Photo, Only Yesterday, and Original Sin. Alright, not gonna lie, I completely forgot that I have movies right here. I know I have some on the bookshelf, but I forgot that I have a smaller shelf, even though it's been next to me for the past 2 hours and 47 minutes. And for basically my whole life, so to speak. Even though you can see it right there on the corner, here, this little section with the white board, I completely forgot that was there. So I was literally ready to go from under my desk, which is where I store some of my movies, up until the black shelf here, the black-brown shelf here. Completely forgetting that I have movies here. So, oh my gosh, we're still in this. We are still in this. Next up, we have the Orphic Trilogy. And this is actually discontinued from Criterion. They no longer sell it. This is spine number 66. I think, or 99, not really sure. But yeah, and this has The Blood of Poet, Orpheus and Testament of Orpheus, Pablo and Carolina, Pablo and Caroline, Pan, Panda and the Magic Serpent, Panic, Pan's Labyrinth, Paul, Pawn Sacrifice, Paycheck, Peladas y Sobrinos, sorry, Peladas y Sabrosas. So this is three movies here. So we have El Cemental de Palo Alto, the Sentimental of Palo Alto, Los Maestros, the teachers, and El Agarra Todo, he grabs everything. Persepolis, Peter Pan, Philadelphia, Phone Booth, Pie, Pieces of April. I just found out that this is actually a Thanksgiving movie, by the way. Pierre Etat Collection. So this is all of Pierre Etat's movies, which are Rapture, Happy Anniversary, The Suitor, Yo-Yo, As Long As You've Got Health, Feeling Good, La Grande Amour, and Land of Milk and Honey. Pinocchio, Planet of the Apes, Pocahontas, Pokemon, Indigo Leagues, Volumes 1, 2, and 3, Mewtwo's Return, Popeye, Porky's, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, Poseidon, Precious, Predator, Prevenge, Premium Rush, Primary Suspect, Princess Mononoke, Project Almanac, P.S. I Love You, and The Lake House. Psycho, this is the Gus Van Sant remake. Psychos 2, 3, and 4. Pumpkinhead, ¿Qué te ha dado esa mujer? What has that woman given you? Quiz, Radio Days, Rango, Rashomon, Ray, Red Line, Reservoir Dogs. Do I have this one twice then? Revolutionary Road, Road to Perdition, R.I.P.D., and Risky Business. So I have Reservoir Dogs twice. Alright, let's keep on going with the Rita Hayworth collection. This has 16 of her films. Girls Can Play, Special Inspector, Music in the Heart, The Lady in Question, Angels Over Broadway, You'll Never Get Rich, Two Nights and Every Night, Down to Earth, Lady from Shanghai, Love of Carmen, Affair in Trinidad, Salome, Miss Sadie Thompson, Fire Down Below, Pal Joey, and They Came to Cordura. The RoboCop collection, not RoboCop collection, sorry, the 4 Essential Film Pack collection, whatever. RoboCop, Terminator, Red Dawn, and Roadhouse. Rocky, so I really like, so even though we have the Rocky collection somewhere else that I showed you guys beforehand, I really like how this Rocky feels. Like, I really like the slipcover, so I don't really want to give it up. So this is one of those cases where I don't care to have a duplicate. Roger Corman collection, this has the Velvet Vampire, Lady Frankenstein, Time Walker, and Grotesque. Another Roger Corman collection. This has Beast from Haunted Cave, The Wild Rides, The Fast and the Furious, T-Bird Racing, and The Big Shots. So this is basically all of his non-horror movies, I'd say, the majority of them. I mean, The Beast from Haunted Cave, that seems like a horror movie. But everything else here, it's his like non-horror movie stuff. Speaking of horror, now we have some actual horror here with more Roger Corman stuff. We have Little Shop of Horror, The Terrors, Swamp Woman, She Gods of Shark Reef, and Dementia 13. Rush Hour 3-film collection. Sakura Wars, Samson and Delilah, Saturday Night Live, Fever, Scooby-Doo 1 and 2. What is this? Scooby-Doo Alien Invasion, Cyber Chase, Monster in Mexico, bunch of Scooby-Doo. Here we have Reluctant Werewolf, and the Sea Monsters, and Witch's Covent, Witch's Ghost, and then the Holiday Collection as well, Zombie Island, and Scooby-Doo Where Are You, the complete series collection. The original 2 seasons, I want to say. Sergeant York, Shark Tales, Sherlock Holmes, Game of Shadows. So again, I have the first one as a steelbook that I found for $1 and not Goodwill, in dollar store. So there you go. We have this, Sherlock Holmes, and Pearl of Death, and the Spider-Woman. So these are the Basil Rathbone movies I have. These I don't, similar to this, since these are so hard to find, I kind of hesitate to like give these up, to be honest with you. So I'll probably just keep them, to be honest with you, because it's a kind of interesting thing, even though I have the whole collection now. Shocker, Shooter, the Shrek collection, so it has Shreks 1, 2, 3, 4, Puss in Boots 1 and 2, as well as a few short films and TV episodes from the show. Shutter Island and Sicario, Silk, Hope, Siempre a tu lado, Always by Your Side. This is the Hachiko story, you know, the dog that was loyal to his owner. Sin City, Sing, Sky High, Skyfall, Sleeping Beauty, South by Tennessee Williams, Some Like It Hot, Soy Leyenda, I Am Legend, Spartacus, Speed, Sphere, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, I do not have Spider-Man 3, Spin Out, Spirited Away, Spy Cat, yes, with Addison Rae. Not gonna lie, I literally just bought this because I love cats, and this seemed kind of funny, and I was there at the dollar store, so yeah. I bought it mostly as a gag for myself. Stage Fright, Stan Lee's Mutant Monsters and Marvel. This is an interview that he did with Kevin Smith. So I'm talking about Marvel back in like the early 2000s and the trajectory of Marvel during that time. Stanley and Iris, Stand and Deliver. And with that, we're basically at 3 hours of doing this, and we're still a decent way to go, to be honest with you. So yeah, let's see where we're at battery wise. We are at 35%. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised by how much battery I still have on my phone. I'm hoping that I can still get this through all in one take. Fingers crossed. It is currently, what time is it? It's 2:32 at this point. So there you go. Let's keep trucking along. Let me take a sip of water. Number 5, I think. There we go. Star Wars Force Awakens, Stay, Steel Magnolias, and Sleepless in Seattle. We have Steve Jobs. We have, what are you? Stephen King, Storm of the Century. So this has Storm of the Century, which I believe is the miniseries, and then 2 movies, The Shadows and Shelter. We have Suicide Kings, yes. Super Mario Bros. Volume 1 from the animated series. It has the first couple episodes of the series. Superman Legacy Collection, or Superman, so it has everything from Superman the movie to Superman Returns with Brandon Routh. Superman Doomsday. Sukiyaki Western Django. And it's pretty cool because this is actually a steelbook. This is a DVD steelbook. I don't know how many DVD steelbooks there are out there, so this is pretty cool in my opinion. One of my favorite steelbooks in general. We have Sweet Bird of Youth, Swing Kids, Table 19, Taken, Tarzan. Like I said, I picked up Tarzan 2 and picked up a duplicate copy of Tarzan by accident. This is Technology Takeover. So again, Matthew Mark Hunter, a person I've done a lot of films with in the past. I'm featured in one of these films. So this is 10 films, short films. He says, so these are 10 short films, and I am featured in Virus. So the one that's shown here for a quick scene, essentially. Ted, Teen Titans, Trouble in Tokyo, Teen Wolf, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's the first one. Second one, I don't have the third one. I don't have Secret Reviews, sadly. This is Cowabunga Christmas. This is season 1 of Ninja Turtles of the original 1980s series. And then here is the complete series of the 1980s. So I'm keeping the first one because this is the one I've had basically all my life. Since I was a child, my dad probably got it at a store for me when I was young, and that's one that I've had all my life. And then eventually I picked up the whole series. And honestly, picking up this series is such a pain in the butt, honestly, because, and I've talked about this in a few other videos, collection videos in the past, but when the series originally came out, when they were doing season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4 for DVD and Blu-ray, or mostly just DVD, not even Blu-ray, but for DVD, there was a weird thing for like season 4, I want to say, because for whatever reason, season 4 is like 50 episodes long. Every single season, on average, is about 20 to 30 episodes, I want to say. Season 1, and like the first couple seasons, I think season 1 is only 6 episodes, and I think season 2 is only about 10 to 15 episodes. But then from there on, every single season was about 30 episodes, give or take. But for whatever reason, season 4, that was 50 episodes. So what they did for season 4 is, instead of doing season 4 and just releasing season 4 as season 4, what they did is season 4 volume 1, season 4 volume 2, something like that. And eventually, because they wanted to do everything in volumes instead of seasons, the way they numbered it is, instead of season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, whatever, they would do volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, volume 5, volume 6, etc., etc., etc. So for the longest time, I had volumes 4, 5, 6, and 7, thinking it's seasons 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that happened, and yeah, and like again, finding the volumes itself, it's like finding the DVDs of the seasons past season 1, honestly, is a humongous pain. And even finding season 1 is kind of a pain in the ass nowadays. So I'm so happy that like a few years ago, like almost 10 years ago, they finally decided to do, hey, let's just release the complete series in one go and kind of just go from there. So huge blessing on that part. But yeah, I still have my original copy of season 1 because it's the one I've had since I was a child. It also has a few episodes from seasons 9 and 10, I want to say. From when they had the whole Dimension X, Red Sky stuff going on with the blue alien. I forget his name. It's not Gilgax. That's from Ben 10, but whatever that alien's name was from like season 9, season 10. So they have some bonus episodes of that too. Yeah, but that's pretty cool, pretty incredible. And then again, the full series, fantastic. Ninja Turtles. This is the Nickelodeon series, the complete series. And yeah, I've seen a few episodes of this, but not enough to like tell you like I love the series. I like it. I think it's fine, but I'm not like compared to the 80s series, I'm not as big a fan, if that makes sense. I'm gonna do for number 6 at this point. Honestly, my mouth is Tenchi, the movie, 40-Year-Old Virgin, The Addams Family, The Adventures of Robin Hood, The Adventures of Robin Hood collection. So I guess they had, this is volume 2 on top of that. This isn't even volume 1, this is volume 2. So I guess what happened is there is a show, The Adventures of Robin Hood, and this is some of the episodes from that show. And that's volume 2 on top of that. It's not even volume 1. The Age of Adeline, The Amazing Spider-Man, The Andromeda Strain, the Archie's series collection, the Batman vs. Dracula, the Beach Bum. I actually know a few people who were in this movie, who I personally know a few people who were in this movie, Deborah Cohen and and not Michelle Pfeiffer. Oh my gosh, what's her last name is Pfeiffer. I forget her name right now, but because I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, but Deborah Cohen. She was in the boat scene when they go off in the boats to do like an expedition, something like that. And then Pfeiffer, she's Sharon Pfeiffer. That's her name, Sharon Pfeiffer. She's at the very beginning of the film having sex with Matthew McConaughey, essentially, over a stove or something like that, which was very random. And then Francis Allen, he comes up at the very end as like the award presenter or something like that. He's in this film as well. And then Charles Ace, he's like a background extra as well in that same scene. So yeah, I know a few people who were there. I think Nick Puya is also in that film. So yeah, which I worked with him after the fact. The Belko Experiment, The Bells of St. Marie, The Blind Side, The Book Thief, Boris Karloff Collection. So this has 5 of his films: The Night Key, Tower of London, The Climax, The Strange Door, and The Black Castle. Born Identity, Supremacy, Legacy, and Ultimatum. Brave Little Toaster, and The Breakfast Club. The Cabin in the Woods, The Campaign. This is the first rated R movie I ever saw in theaters, and I snuck into it, and I actually ended up watching it twice in theaters. Funny enough, so this is both the first rated R movie I ever saw in theaters and the first movie I saw twice in theaters. So yeah, because me and my sister, we tricked our dad into letting us watch this movie, taking us to watch this movie, funny enough. And the only reason I snuck here, the first time I watched this, I snuck into it because I went to go see the one with Jeremy Renner. I think that's Supremacy. So yeah, I bought a ticket for that one, and then snuck in to watch The Campaign. And funny enough, my mom, my sister, and my grandma, for whatever reason, they were watching The Dark Knight Rises. My sister wanted to watch that movie for some reason, so that's kind of a weird experience right there. So I snuck in between The Campaign and Born Supremacy. I kept walking back and forth between both movies, to be honest with you. I don't remember anything about Supremacy, to be honest with you, even though I have it. I know I've seen it afterwards, but you know, take that for what you will. There's a bike chase at the end of the movie that's actually pretty cool, so I'll say that much. Yeah, pretty cool there. And then again, we tricked my dad. Me and my sister tricked my dad into. Most of my sister tricked my dad into. Hey, let's go watch this movie. Yeah. Next up, we have The Christmas Truce, Narnia, Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Warthog. No, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. We have Clint Eastwood Collection. So this is the Dollars Trilogy, A Fistful of Dollars for a Few Dollars More, and The Good and the Bad and the Ugly. And on top of that, it has Hang 'em High. We have The Conjuring, The Cooler, we have The Craft, The Crimes of Pedro Amare, The Critic, and this is one that I'm kind of disappointed in getting because this is one of those things where I should have checked inside before buying it. I bought this at not a garage sale, like at a like a flea market type of thing, and there's 3 discs that's supposed to come in here, and the middle one is missing. So I'm missing like a quarter or a third of the series. Go figure. Next up, we have The Crooked Way. We have The D Train. So yeah, we're in the section. And we're in the T section. We're in the section. So again, everything that starts with the is in the T section. Speaking of Dark Knight, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. It would have been The Dark Knight Rises, not The Dark Knight, but you catch my drift. The Day the Earth Stood Still, The Dead Undead, The Devil's Arithmetic. Such a heartbreaking movie and story. This is based off a novel. Such a heartbreaking story in general. It's not based on a true story. It's a fiction story, but still very heartbreaking. Definitely check it out. The Devil's Wears Prada. Actually, for The Devil Wears Prada, I think for the one that's coming up, the sequel one, I think I have a friend who's an extra in that movie. I'm pretty sure she's an extra in that movie. The Edge of 17, The Exorcist, The Dick Tracy Show, episodes, collection, whatever. The Dictator, The Expendables, The Faculty and Phantoms, The Family, Fighter, The Flash, Season 3. The Alejandro Jodorowsky Collection. So this has, what do you have? You have Fando and Lis, El Topo and the Holy Mountain, as well as La Cravate, and La Consolation, which is a documentary that he did at some point, or based on him, better said, as well as the soundtracks to both El Topo and Holy Mountain. So yeah, again, the only reason I picked this up, this collection, is because originally I was looking for the Holy Mountain, the one he did. But again, I originally picked up the Lenny Riefenstahl version, thinking it was this one. Then I was searching up the Holy Mountain, this version, to buy, and then I found this collection. I'm like, you know what? 3 for the price of 1. Let me get this one instead. And here we go. Pretty cool. Honestly, one of my favorite collections. And then we have the Flintstones Complete Series Collection as well. The Forsyth Saga. This is a miniseries, the complete series. Pretty sure it's a miniseries though. The French Connection. We have the Freshman Friday Collection, so all 3 Friday films. We have The Gambler, The Ghost and Mr. Chicken, The Godfather Trilogy, The Gold Rush with Charlie Chaplin, The Goonies, let's see, Grand Budapest Hotel, The Graduate, The Green Berets, The Great Debaters, The Great Escape, The Great Lover, The Heat. So funny enough, my aunt for Christmas, she gave me this movie because at the time I made Christmas lists and she saw Heat and I wanted Michael Mann's Heat. But she gave me this movie instead. I still enjoy this movie, don't get me wrong, but I just always found that story kind of funny. Here we have The Hunger Games and Catching Fire. So again, the other two movies I have in Blu-ray, and then I still need to pick up Songbirds and Snakes. What do you have here? The Hunt for Red October, The Hustler, The Incredible Hulk, The Incredibles, and The Iron Giant. We have The Jetsons, and this also includes The Jetsons meets The Flintstones movie, by the way. The Jungle Book. We have Karate Kid with, not Jackie Chan. Yeah, Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith. I actually like that movie, not gonna lie. We have the Killjoy Collection, all three movies. The King of Staten Island. The Larry Sanders Show, seasons 1 and 2. The Last Boy Scout. We have The Last of the Mohicans. My hair is starting to bother me now that it's starting to droop down because of all the sweat. It's like a dry sweat, that's the thing. Last Samurai. Last Stand. The Legend of Korra. The Lion King. The Longest Yard. The Lord of the Rings. 1, 2, and 3. All three of them right there. We have The Machinist, The Magnificent Seven, this is the remake. And then we also have The Magnificent Seven, this is the complete collection of Magnificent Seven movies, the original quadrilogy. I have the first one as a steelbook, but the other three movies are here. I did see this one on Blu-ray, this whole collection on Blu-ray recently at Walmart, so I did consider picking it up, but it's like, do I really need to get it? I don't know. So that's kind of how I feel about it. We have The Man Who Knew Too Much and The Martian. Oh my gosh. Next up, we have the Marx Brothers 4-5 film collection. This has Coconuts, Animal Crackers, Monkey Business, Horse Feathers, and Duck Soup. We have The Mask. We have The Man from Nowhere, The Man in the Iron Mask, The Mechanic. This is a midnight horror collection with 4 films. Last of the Living, Grave Mistake, Awaken the Dead, and I Am Omega. We have Neverending Stories 1 and 2. The Night Skies. Surprised that one never got a sequel. The Night of the Iguanas. The Number 23. Double collection of Clint Eastwood movies. The Outlaw, Josie Wells, and The Pale Rider. The Outsider. The Omega Man. The Orphanage. The Pacific miniseries. The Panic at Needle Park. The Paperboy. The Parent Trap. Peacemaker. The movie Peacemaker, not the series Peacemaker. Well, Perks of Being a Wallflower. The Princess Bride. Program. I think this is a miniseries, actually. The Proposition. The Pursuit of Happiness. The Quick and the Dead. The Road. The Rock. The Roman Spring of Miss Stone. Mr. Stone. Miss Stone. The Scooby-Doo. More Scooby-Doo stuff. The Scooby-Doo and the Dynamite Hour collection series, yeah. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. The Sentinel. The 7-Year Itch. The Shawshank Redemption. The Simpsons movie, The Skull Man. This is a mini-series type of thing, or anime series type of thing that only had 13 episodes. The Source, Travel the Road. So this is another mini-series. So The Source, from what I understand, The Source is the actual series, like main series, and then Travel the Road is like the name of the season. So it's almost like American Horror Story, and you have season 1 being, I don't know, like the hotel one, and then season 2 being the circus one, you know, something like that. The Terminal, the 3-thing collection. So this has the Thing from Another World, and then the Thing remake / prequel from 2011, I want to say. The Titanic miniseries, The Town, The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, The Untouchables, The Vault, The Walking Dead season 1, season 2, and season 5. So I guess season 3 and 4 I have as Blu-rays. So then I have them up until season 5. We have The Warriors. Warriors come out and play. The Way Back. Thelma and Louise. This is a movie I honestly forgot I owned, to be honest with you. So I randomly saw it like a few months ago, like in my collection. I'm like, I have that movie? What? it was the funniest thing with that reaction. I wish I would have filmed that. There Will Be Blood. They Drive by Night. So this doesn't even have a cover. So yeah. We have Thor, Three Kings, Thumbelina, Tin Man miniseries, Titanic, my favorite movie of all time. Honestly, like this is the movie that got me into movies, if that makes sense. Like I don't know why, but for whatever reason, this was a childhood movie for me. I remember watching it when I was young. Thing is, I remember always watching the second half of the movie. So basically anything from the Titanic crashing into the iceberg and sinking, that's what I remembered. I didn't really watch, at least not that I remember, but I didn't really watch the first half of the movie till like maybe I was, give or take 12, like somewhere around there. So again, take that for what you will. And yeah, just one of my favorite movies of all time. I really love this collection. This is a DVD collection version of it. My dad also got it at some point, and I just kind of jacked it from him at some point. So there you go. Titanic. Speaking of more Titanic, One Voyage, A World of Untold Stories, whatever. Another miniseries. As you can tell from my collection, I love Titanic. That's one of my favorite things. Like outside of this getting me into movies and cinema and whatever, outside of this getting me into movies and cinema and whatever, it also very much got me into the learning about the disaster of the Titanic and trying to find as much media about it. So there you go, Titanic. And then another Titanic documentary right here. Then we have TMNT, To Kill a Mockingbird. And what are you? You are Todo por Nada, All for None. And we are currently at 3 hours and a half, 3 hours and 33 minutes. About to be 34 minutes, and we are at, how much is my battery at? 24%. I still have one more shelf, and then one other thing I need to show you guys. So, one more shelf, one more, like, space here. And then another thing I need to show you guys, which that one I think should go a lot quicker, so let's go as fast as I can. Hopefully, I'm honestly expecting to finish this closer to the 4-hour mark, which is what makes sense to me. We finished closer to the 4-hour mark, give or take, and then when I edit this, it's probably going to be closer to 3 hours. I could probably edit out like a good hour to maybe hour and 15 at the end. I imagine. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, we're on the last shelf, so let's get through it. We have Tom and Jerry 3 Holiday Pack Collection. We have Tom and Jerry Shiver Me Whiskers. Tom and Jerry The Great Gene Deitch Collection. Deitch. They recently came out with or I think they're about to come out with a overall comprehensive Tom and Jerry collection of all the old Hanna-Barbera cartoon shorts, whatever. Which, that one I want to get. That one's pretty cool. We have Tombstone. We have Toros, Amor y Gloria. So, Bull, Love, and Gloria. I'm pretty sure the English translation is something different, though. Here we go. Total Recall live action. Not live action, remake. The remake one. We have Tower of Terror. Toy Story 3. So this is actually a duplicate now I think about it, because I already have Toy Story 3. Go figure. We have Treasure Planet. We have Trick. Triumph of the Will. Yes, that Triumph of the Will. This is one of the most wildest things I've ever found while thrifting at Goodwill. So yeah, I mean, like, how often are you just gonna see Triumph of the Will out there, like, randomly? I don't know. Is it weird to call it Triumph of the Will, like, one of my most prized possessions within my collection, just because of how random it is to just have in general? Maybe? Like, it's a weird thing to say. I'm proud of having Triumph of the Will, but, like, there's a part of me that's like, I found this thrifting for, like, $3 at Goodwill. One of the most randomest things I've ever found. And then we have Troy. True Detective Season 1 and Season 2. I know there's a Season 3, and I forget if they ever made a Season 4, to be honest with you. Trumbo, Tunnel. I randomly saw this movie for the first time, like, on a plane. The Tyrone Powers Collection. This has 5 movies from him. Blood and Sand, Captain from Castile, Prince and the Foxes, Son of Fury, and The Black Rose. Una Gallega in Mexico. A guy in Mexico. I'm not really sure what Gallega means, to be honest with you, so take that for what you will. We have Unbreakable, Under Siege, Unforgiven, the Universal Classic Movie Monster Collection, and this has Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy, Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein, and The Wolfman. And to go along with that, we have the Universal 50 movie collection. Sorry, not 50, 30 movie collection. Yes, even though all the movies here are also here, I honestly don't mind having both, to be honest with you. So here we go. We have Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy, The Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein, Werewolf of London, Dracula's Daughter, Son of Frankenstein, The Invisible Man Returns, The Mummy's Hand, The Invisible Woman, The Wolfman, The Ghost of Frankenstein, The Invisible Agent, The Mummy's Tomb, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, Phantom of the Opera, Son of Dracula, The Invisible Man's Revenge, The Mummy's Ghost, House of Frankenstein, The Mummy's Curse, House of Dracula, She-Wolf of London, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, Abbott and Costello Meet The Invisible Man, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Revenge of the Creature, Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy, and Creatures Walk Among Us. There we go. We have Unstoppable and Unstoppable. So this is the Wesley Snipes movie Unstoppable from 1990. Is it 96? Oh, no, sorry, from 2004. My bad. From 2004. And then this is the Unstoppable with not Keanu Reeves, Jesus Christ, with Denzel Washington from around the same time, from 2010, from what it seems. So yeah, so 2 movies called Unstoppable, but not the same thing. Valley of the Dolls. We have Vampire's Kiss, Vanilla Sky, and Visionaries. Alright, we have Voodoo Apocalypse, Walk the Line, Waltz with Bashir, War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. I didn't realize how beloved this movie was. Like, I knew people enjoyed it. I knew people loved it and liked it. But like, when I was making it on my like top 100 movies of this year, of the 25th century, of top movies of the 21st century, top movies of the past 25 years, the amount of people that said War of the Worlds, like, I was actually shocked. And I it's one of those things, I don't want to say I disagree with it, but like, I was genuinely shocked. Like, that's not a movie I would have considered right off the bat. But yeah, the love for this movie honestly surprised me in a very positive way, in a very good way. Warm Bodies. We have, what are you? We have more Tom and Jerry stuff? No, Warner Bros. Entertainment Academy nominated movies, the Golden Gems. So some of the shorts that were nominated for Oscars back in the day. There we go. Watchmen. We Were Soldiers. We're the Millers. Low Key. That Kiss. It was nice. Kind of a sexual awakening, not gonna lie. So take that for what you will. Wedding Crashers. Wedding Slashers. What's New Scooby-Doo, the complete series. When Marnie Was There, What Dreams May Come, Where the Sidewalk Ends, Whiplash, Wicker Park, Wild, Wind River, and Winter's Bone, Wishmasters 1 and 2, World War Z, Wolf, honestly a very underrated Jack Nicholson movie that you guys should go watch. What is this? Wolverine, Weapon X, X-Men, X2, Last Stand, Origins Wolverine, First Class, Triple X, Yes Man, Yesterday, Young Frankenstein, Young Guns 1 and 2, Z-Leg, Zombie Classic Collection. These came from the same pack essentially, and these include Night of the Living Dead, Revenge of the Zombies, Oasis of the Living Dead, and White Zombie, Zombie Diaries 2, Zombie Land, Zombie World, and Zoolander. Alright, so yes, the shelf is done, but I still have some more stuff to show you. Like, what else can I show you? Here's the thing, I have loose discs as well that I need to show you guys. So there we go. This is the last things I need to show you, as well as a few other random things that just don't technically fit in the collection. So first off here, let me just show you very fast. This is the Blu-ray of The Omen. This got squished to hell because of how I used to store stuff. So it kind of doesn't really fit with the rest of the Blu-rays. So there you go. I also have Stranger Things Season 1, the VHS version of it, I guess you could say. I know they did this for Season 2 as well. And I think that's it. I think they only did it for the first 2 seasons. So there you go. And then these 3 things I guess I'll show you. It's one of those things I really don't know what to make out of it, to be honest with you. But I have these first 2 things. I have the HD DVD versions of both Casablanca and Zodiac. So there's that. Don't have Zodiac at all in my collection proper. And then Casablanca I do have. I have the Blu-ray. So yeah, back in the day, I didn't realize there was like, I didn't know what HD DVD was. I thought, you know, yes, I knew it was an upgraded version of DVD. But I didn't realize you had to, like, just like you have a Blu-ray player, there's an HD DVD player. But because HD DVD failed in the wars, so to speak, in the Blu-ray HD DVD wars, it never became popular. There's really not many devices, appliances, whatever, that really show HD DVDs. So I have these 2, just kind of cool, random to have. And then the other thing is, I have this film called Zurich, and the reason it's not really in my collection proper has to do with the fact that I can't really play this. So the weird thing is that my player is region free. I've researched it. It is region free, but for whatever reason, despite that, I can't play this film. It's this region locked film, and I honestly don't even remember how I got it, if I'm being completely honest with you, because I didn't get into thrifting. Like, this was way before I was into thrifting. So my gut instinct says that I probably saw it somewhere online. Like I researched it and saw it online or something like that, and then I probably bought it off of Amazon. Like, that's my guess, honestly, because I don't really know how else I would have gotten it. I didn't get it from Best Buy. Like, that's the thing, it's not like an English thing. Like, even the bag, it's like all in Czech. I believe that's Czech. I want to say that's Czech. Could be something else, or maybe Polish. So I don't know, just something random I have there. And then I already showed you the Stranger Things. I already showed you the Omen. So let's get to this. So this is one of those things that I am going to show backwards. So from Z to A. So let's just get this over with and finish this video once and for all. We are currently at 3 hours and 52 minutes. So here we go. We have Yonker Joe, Wyvern, Would Be Kings. We have Wild Child, Wall Street, Veer, Vantage Point, Unbroken, Tornado Valley, Trishna, Trancers, the Zombie Diaries. So I have Zombie Diaries here, the first one, and then Zombie Diaries 2 right there on the shelf. So we have, what are you? The Terrorist Next Door. The Stern Experiment, The Shepherd, the Robber. This is a 4-film collection of The President's Man 1 and 2 and Bounty Hunters 1 and 2. This is The November Man on DVD, so I have it on Blu-ray as well as DVD. Go figure. The Men Who Stare at Goats, The Last Legion, The Korean, and The King's Speech, The Hurt Locker, The Haunted Airman, The Guest, The Grey, The Girl at the Park, The Equalizer, The Escapist, The Box, The Book of Eli, so I have this one twice, The Killing Fields, Tiempo de Venganza, Time of Vengeance, Tapes from the Underground. So this is a film that I am in. I did Tapes from the Underground, or one of my short films is in Tapes from the Underground. The date is in Tapes from the Underground. And again, similar to Quince from Deadly Numbers, I'm willing to say that the date, my film is probably the most successful film out of the bunch of all the short films that are in this collection. Taken 3, the Storm Force, Steam Wrecked. So this is a film from Missy Fee. I interviewed the filmmaker Christopher Batista, my bad, Batista, and yeah, it's a short film from there. It says 18 minutes, so go from there. Let's see, we have Stan Helsing, Sniper Legacy, Slumdog Millionaire, Shorts, SEAL Team, Save the Chimps. This is one of those, like, not propaganda, but like one of those charity things, like, hey, save the chimps type of thing. So yeah, Ripstick, How to Ride. So yeah, I have a Ripstick, and when I got my Ripstick, it showed me how to ride a Ripstick, so still have it there. We have the Ring of Death, Real Steel. This is Reed Man. This is so I worked with the author, better said, of Reed Man. This is a few, I guess, episodes or shorts featuring Reed Man, or music videos featuring Reed Man. The author, that's his comic book. I have his comic book somewhere there as well. The first issue that he had. There's that. I think you can find the shorts online as well. So he was pretty cool. That film, it's from La Familia, and I have terrible memories of La Familia. But Reed Man, he was a great person in that. In that he was actually one of the better highlights of that whole thing. The actor, I forget his name right now, to be honest with you. Is it Edwin or Edgar or something like that? But yeah, he was great. Rápido and Furioso 6, so I guess I have Fast and Furious 6, and I was talking to Steelbook. So what is this? Paracades, One Day, Pingu on Ice, and Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus, Medidas Extraordinarias, Extraordinary Measures. This is Mad Detective, Luces Rojas, Red Lights, Los Hombres que no amaban las mujeres. I'm pretty sure this is like one of the not How to Train Your Dragon. I forget what the series is called. It's a Swedish series that was turned into American. Daniel Craig and Kate Mara are in the American version. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, that's what it is. I think that's one of the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo movies. But from the original Swedish version of it. Live Free and Die Hard, Little Einstein's Red Rocket, what is this? Lincoln, License to Kill, Spencer, Pale King and Princess, Chant, and Momentum. This is Leewood K-8 Center graduation, so this is my 5th grade graduation on tape, essentially. And La Fuente de las Mujeres, The Fountain of Women. And then the last batch, here, rounding up at 4 hours. Let's go for drink number 6. Juno, Jumper, Iron Man 3, Incendios. I think that's Incendie from Denis Villeneuve. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it in English. Incendie. Ice Age 1. We have Hunger, Humanity's End, Holes, Hail Caesar, Gold Digger Killer. But this is by Jeff. I forget his last name right now. Jeff, I actually know the filmmaker. I've interviewed him. I've done a discussion panel with him in the past at a convention. So he's pretty good. I straight up told him that this film sucks. And he's like, yeah, I know. But I still did it. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. Gangini, G.I. Joe 2, Fury, Furia de Titanes, so Fury of the Titans, Flor de Vida, Flower of Life, Flicka 3. I wasn't even aware they did a Flicka 3. Like, I wasn't aware they did anything past Flicka 1. Fire and Ice, Evan Almighty, Tangled, Tangled, Enigma, Enemies Among Us, Encuentros de Ultramibia 2, so Paranormal Activity 2, El Busca del Pasado, In Search of the Past, Niño con Pijamas de Rayas, Boy with the Striped Pajamas, El Llanero Soltero, Lone Survivor, Lone Ranger, El Hombre de Hierro, Acero, Man of Steel, El Hijo de Sol, Son of Sol, El Diario de una Mara, Diary of Mara, El Crucero de los Locos, The Cruise of the Crazies, but I'm pretty sure this has a different title in English, honestly. El Corazón de Guerrero, The Warrior's Heart, Drag Me to Hell. We are currently at 4 hours right now. Private Domicilio, Domicilio Privado, Dolan's Cadillac, Despierta, Awaken, The Awakening, Demolition, Dante 01, Crusaders, Countdown Jerusalem, Chicken and Spaghetti, You Can't Break This. This is technically a CD, not a DVD. Like, this is an album by these people that I was gonna interview them, and then I never did at the end, but they were cool. Celda 211, so Cell Block 211, Captive, You're Carnivorous, Bubba the Redneck Werewolf, Battlestar Galactica, Battle for Terra, Astro Boy, Art Heist, Armored, Argo, Area Q, Antes que te mueras, Before you die, Amor a morir, To love and die, Always be you except for you. So this is a film that I starred in, and this is the DVD copy. Essentially, it's rumored. I guess I guess I could technically confirm this, but it's like, it's one of those things that's also kind of throwaway in a sense, but this short film that I did is the first short film, or the only short film, to my knowledge, that stars an all ace identifying cast. So there's 3 cast members, me and then 2 girls, and we're all ace. So what does that mean? Aromantic, asexual, that's what it means. There was another short film around this time that was supposed to come out, and from what I understand, it just never did. So take that for what you will. So yeah, I'm ace. 1066, 1066, 10 Dead Men, and last but not least, 310 to Yuma, the remake. So that is it. That is the entire collection in its entirety. Jesus Christ. It is currently 4 hours, 2 minutes, 20 seconds, 21, 22 seconds, and counting. We are at 13% for my phone. It is currently 3:35 in the morning. Jesus Christ. Let me do a quick overview of the entire collection before I say goodbye. I think you guys deserve that much to see just the craziness that I have here. Very fast. Alright, so starting off with everything that I have not organized yet. There we go. That's everything that I haven't organized. All those stacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stacks I have not organized. So keep in mind, that's everything I've bought this year. So yeah. And then right there in the corner, I have my loose discs right there, along with the Omen and those HD DVD movies. Cool. Here I have the start of the Blu-ray collection right there. You go up here, we have more Blu-rays right there. Cool, cool, cool. Blu-rays, Blu-rays, Blu-rays. And then here the Blu-ray collection basically ends. And we end it here at Violent Night. And then from there we go on to the DVDs, essentially. So we have more DVDs, more DVDs, more DVDs. We have DVDs here on the shelf here. All that. Shift over here. We have more DVDs here. Right there. And then shift to the bottom where I have more DVDs. There we go. There we go. And then here on the side, like I said, I almost forgot these DVDs exist, even though they've been there on my side the whole time. So yeah, and the reason I don't stack this stack like that is because it just kind of juts out, and I don't like that. And after a while, I'm not sure if you can see, but there's like nails there, so better for me to just leave it like that. So there you go. Then here on this shelf, we have that stack right there, that whole section right there on the upper half, upper half, upper half, upper half. And yeah, because then after that, down below, it's all my plays and my book and some of my books. So that's basically it. So that is the entire collection in its fullness, essentially. Right there, I can't use that one because that's where I write my comics, and then baby pictures of me, essentially. So yeah, so that's basically the whole collection in its entirety. So yeah, that is basically the entire collection in its entirety. It is currently, what time is it right now? 3:41. This video has gone on for 4 hours and 8 minutes. We are quite literally at 10%. So yeah, thank God I charged this. Like I said at the beginning of the video, at the intro of the video, it's one that, in a sense, I'm dreading to make, but at the same time, I'm excited to make because it shows, you see the breadth of my collection at this point. How far it's gone, how far it's been. If you span back on my original collection video, my 100 video special, where it was literally just one shelf, it was just literally this shelf here, and maybe a few under my desk. At some point, like my collection has grown. Pretty soon you'll see a whole statistics of all my collection, of how many movies I have now, movies, TV series, and miscellaneous, how much I have that now. But yeah, that's basically it. It is currently 3:41. Again, we're at 10%, and this video, the recording, has gone on for 4 hours and 9 minutes, and I'm so happy I was able to do this all in one go, all straight. So yeah, that is basically it for now. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to whittle this down to about 3 hours. Honestly, I feel like at the end this will be between 3 hours and 3 hours and 15 minutes, I want to say. That's my guesstimate. But yeah, that's basically it for now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me for 400 videos. Whether you started off in the very first video or you just came recently in the past couple weeks or months or days or whatever, thank you. Even if you're from the original channel, the original Daniel Mart channel, if you transferred over from there to here and stuck by me after all these years, after basically being on YouTube for 11 years at this point, 11, 12 years at this point, Thank you. I appreciate every one of you who watches. I don't know. Let's see how many views this gets. Even if this gets like 2 views, I'm so happy because I made it, and it keeps the tradition alive of 400 videos, 400 video special. You know what I mean. So yeah, that's basically for now. 4 hours and 10 minutes and 23 seconds. That's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.